Lord of Omens, give me sight beyond sight. Beyond sight. Beyond sight.
Like this.
Hey, what's up?
Click.
Yeah, I know. We need the little.
Something to make it. I want to feel professional. Like the 90s again.
Wait till we start making money, then we could get professional.
Get
Actually,
the truck. Right. Scene 8.
Well, welcome everybody to another episode of Sight Beyond Sight in Search of Horror edition. We basically are watching nothing but shitty movies and doing reviews on them, and we're trying to find a good one, but that's gonna be a little hard. In the next few weeks, a few weeks or so, we're gonna try to do Spiral if we can find it. We're gonna try to do Conjuring and then Quiet Place also.
Quiet Place and then Conjuring.
Yeah, vice versa.
And I guess for Quiet Place and Conjuring, we'll watch all like the movies and then we'll judge them all in one
movie to 1 and then 2 to 3. So
yeah. So anyways, today we watched The Djinn, even though it's DGJNN.
I think you just call him a damn genie and just get it all.
Yeah. It's an evil genie. That's what a djinn is.
It.
And we'll hand it off to Marissa to give the synopsis.
Okay, so essentially, there's a little boy who is mute, and he is living alone with his father. There's a reoccurring thing where he seems to either dream or daydream about an incident that happens where he wakes up in the middle of the night, goes to the kitchen, and his mother's crying over the sink. And then it slowly reveals that the mom killed herself in front of him, but since he was mute and was not able to yell to her, that he could have prevented it. So the dad and the boy move into a little apartment, and he's starting to like unpack things and all that. The dad has to go to work. Apparently the dad is a radio personality at some oldies radio station.
At
he works
nighttime.
nights. Yeah.
At nighttime.
At nighttime.
Yeah.
So he tells the kid, okay, make sure you go take a shower and then go to bed. So the boy in kind of unpacking and exploring his new room, he finds a box that has like some old silverware and candle holders and stuff. And then he finds a book that's wrapped in a cloth wrapping, and then has like some sort of beads around it. What looks like maybe rosary beads or something to that effect. So of course you do what you do when you find an old book. You start reading it.
Yes.
It also had a devil's pentagram on the front of it.
Was that the devil's pentagram?
Yeah.
I thought it was from like the Full Metal Alchemist.
So then he happens to read the Djinn, I guess you would call it spell, where it basically tells you that all the steps that needs to happen in order to make a wish. And it does warn you that if you make a wish, something bad might happen. And the whole thing is you make your wish, you light this candle, you put your blood in the candle, blah, blah, blah. And then you have to survive until midnight. Kind of like, what was that game the kids used to play? Where you had to survive.
So what kind of kids?
What?
What is it, Five Nights at
Devil shit I didn't know about growing up?
like Five Nights at Freddy's or something?
Yo.
The whole point of the game was to
Oh,
survive.
the video game. You ain't
Yes.
talking about like real life. Like,
No, it's not a video game. So it's essentially like that. So the kid makes his wish that he wants a voice. So he does the whole thing. It doesn't seem to work. So he's like disappointed. So what does he do? He goes take a shower.
Yeah.
It's the first thing you do when
whenever you're disappointed, you take a shower. Like the steamy hot shower. Like everybody does that shit.
There is no other better place to do a fetal position cry.
So while he's in the shower, the Djinn comes out as a like a puff of smoke, I guess, and it's the worst like spiritual being ever, because he literally goes through the whole house to look for this kid. The apartment is not too big. It's can literally consist of 2 bedrooms, a living room, and a kitchen and a bathroom.
And the shower's on. You hear it.
Yeah. I'm like, why do we need to spend 7.5 minutes of this damn ghost searching for the boy?
You know what? It kind of reminded me of Goosebumps.
Yeah.
Like how they would just every little angle and then they had the smoke going around. like,
Yeah,
like this is straight Goosebumps.
Yeah, the entry, like the entry song.
Yeah.
See, this is where we need an editor. You put the fucking God damn it.
So then what happened was the kid's in the shower, the ghost finally realizes it's in the bathroom, and it does that, you know, like the bathroom's all full of fog and stuff. So I thought he was gonna put like some scary note on the mirror, because that's like what most, I think, you would expect.
That's the 90s, but you know. I'm just saying, like, that's literally like they want to put a note. Who wants to put a fucking note? Just I'm here, like I'm the genie that wants to give you a wish, my guy. Like, come out the shower.
That would be a funny concept to write a whole paragraph on the thing. Like,
I see you was in the shower, so I sat down and made a sandwich.
Meet me in the living room.
Yeah, like,
so then what happens? Okay, so then the ghost leaves. He doesn't do anything while the kid's in the shower. The kid comes out the shower. Damn, now I'm trying to think.
The kid comes out the shower. He doesn't he start breathing hard, or is that after he?
No,
meets
it's because he hears. Like he he realizes that.
Oh, I remember now. Okay, the TV.
Yeah.
No, the TV comes
on. Yeah, that happens for sure. Yeah.
So he's like, "Why is the TV on?" Because, you know, he was trying to get it to work, and he was giving you that static. It was an old school tube television that has like channel 2, and that's it, and little rabbit antennas. Yep. So he goes into the living room and he shuts off the TV, but then the radio goes on, and like all this, you know, typical spooky shit happens. And then he goes back to the bathroom, I think. See, this is how bad the movie is. It's like I can't
he didn't go back to the bathroom. I think he's seen the monster first, then he goes back to
then he sees him in the corner.
Yeah,
like the little
right.
black thing, like he's peeking through the corner.
That's right. So he sees him in the corner. It's just a black figure. It's not anything super scary. It's not anything. It's just a shadow. I'm just saying it's a black thing that's not super scary. Right? How's that racist?
I mean, it's
it's supposed to be a joke, but okay.
I know. So that's when he runs back into the bathroom. Sorry. And for some reason, this thing decides it's going to take the shape of some dude that he sees on a newspaper.
That escaped from jail. Something like that.
Something like that. We thought that story was going to like somehow be relevant in this movie, but it's not. So it starts to try to break into the bathroom rather ineffectively. The boy winds up stabbing it in the hand with a pair of like those little scissors that you use to cut your beard and stuff. So we know that it could be hurt, and it has like blood that's like
it's black.
It's like blood. Tarry.
Yeah, it's black blood that all demons have apparently.
They do. I gotta be apparently, just accept it. It is what it is.
So it goes and it starts doing some other stuff around the house. I don't know.
All right. Hold on.
I'm just so unenthused about this damn movie.
You were disappointed about another Nick movie. We know this.
Shut up! It wasn't mine.
Yeah, you said you wanted to watch the Djinn.
We'll fast forward this. Fuck it. All right. So yeah, there's a lot of shit. So he's trying to survive the whole till midnight. The ghost is the Djinn is chasing him around the house, but it's really weird how he is.
Oh no, hold on. I remember now. Before he leaves the bathroom, the Djinn decides to take the gas tube from the stove and put it into the vent. Apparently
to gas out the kid.
To cast out the kid who's in the bathroom. So apparently this vent only goes from the kitchen to the bathroom.
I completely
and vice
missed
versa.
all of that. I did not see that part at all.
I remember he was trying to put the towel up to block it.
Oh, okay. That's why he was doing that.
Yes,
right,
and then
I thought he was trying to block the black smoke. Like
no, because it was putting gas in there. So then it grabs the top of the toilet bowl because it realizes it's got to let this stupid thing in so he can get out. So the thing bursts through the door and it slams him on the shoulder neck-ish area.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And the thing falls into the tub, and he runs out. And he running around the house trying to look for his damn inhaler because, of course, he has asthma too. Because not only is he mute, but he has asthma. And then he turns off the gas. And he's trying to find the phone so he could call his. Oh, not call his dad.
Page's dad.
Page's dad, because apparently I guess this is the 90s. I don't even know. I don't even know what time frame this is. Could be 80s, could be 90s.
They don't say nothing.
They don't. There's
There's
way
no
to
cell
tell.
phones. There's tube TVs instead of flat TVs. It's
Yeah.
all.
I mean, you acting a lot from a movie that was just a kid running from a fucking monster thing that we didn't really see.
Yeah. So then this thing decides to then change shape into some old dude from a picture that the kid found in the closet. I don't know why.
Maybe
The-
it's grandpa or some shit.
I don't know.
Some Civil War vet, maybe.
So the boy finds the phone and hides underneath the bed, and the thing is walking around looking for it. Again, this thing sucks at hide and seek. Like you can't like sense this kid or anything.
Yeah, like this is the whole thing you gotta understand about this movie. One, it got held like in the bathroom. The kid was like 10 years old holding the demon back.
His weakness. Like you gotta explain the fact that it has it gets hurt by human shit apparently.
When it's in
So
the
he's
human
not
realm.
really like a strong ass monster.
But then
all he
again,
could do is just
But
copy
you can break
people.
open a
and then
door
go
of a
after it.
10-year-old that's holding
But-
the bathroom
but
door.
think about
I
it.
don't know. So little
But-
kid might really not want to die.
But it's
And,
not just about that. Think about everything, right? Everything that happened in this movie. It turned into a fog when it
Yeah.
wanted to.
Yeah.
So when the kid was in the bathroom, it could have went underneath the door.
No,
It could have
actually,
went
no,
through
it
the
didn't, but
vents.
it turned into a fog every time he took an L. When he got hit in the head, he turned into the fog thingy. Then he turned into that guy in the closet.
Yeah.
Then it turned into one more thing, and then he turned into the bitch
Yeah.
and was chasing him in the house.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if you had this power, but at the same time, you will get up to it with the
Yeah.
raid and all that shit.
Okay,
So go ahead.
so then but this is
We're
where
so
so
I
this-
just like it because we're all just like.
but see this,
This movie it was a long, short ass movie of nothing. Literally nothing. And then it was just like, oh, this is happening. All right,
Yeah.
this is basic genie shit.
yes.
And the movie just did what it did.
Right.
Yeah.
So then the monster got smart and used the button on the thing where you used to press to find the handset when you can't find the handset, and it hears it under the bed. And so all the kid does is throw the phone into the closet, and the monster goes into the closet, and it closes the closet door, and he had a knife from the kitchen that he stabs the closet door closed with. Okay, fine. So then he goes into the living room and finds another cordless phone from a box, plugs it in, but the thing comes back out and it grabs a bottle of Raid and sprays it in the eyes with the Raid. So now this thing is blinded
Mhm.
and the
By
kid
Raid.
is like slowly backing away from it, steps on a glass picture frame, makes noise, and this thing still can't catch it. I'm like, at this point,
Yeah.
This
And-
piece of shit.
I'm gonna keep throwing it out there because I want an editor to see this
Mm.
eventually. When we say raid, you should have put the old commercial with the little bug that says raid.
because apparently,
Raid apparently affects Jin's eyes.
It
so-
does. Raid's fucking
Whatever.
strong. That shit's like acid in there. Gotta kill cockroaches. Like, really think about it. You think that shit is weak?
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
nothing kills a cockroach.
So then this kid is like still running around. He somehow goes back. Then the ghost shuts off the power for some reason. Oh yeah, that's right. Because now that it's blinded, apparently their air conditioner makes a really loud fucking noise when it turns on. So the ghost attacks the air conditioning and then like cuts the power. So all that is light is this candle that the kid had lit and put his blood in. So he grabs that and goes into the closet and he starts reading the book again. And they basically tell you just got to survive until midnight, and then after midnight you blow out the candle and the Djinn goes away and your wish comes true and blah 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 blah. So you're like, okay, so he just has to wait until midnight. The problem is, as a movie watcher, you're like, well, what the fuck time is it?
Yeah.
Is it 8 o'clock? Is it 9 o'clock? Is it 11:45? Like, we have no clue. They literally show a clock once the entire movie.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. So then lights turned magically back on again, I think. And
No,
he
the kid did it.
No,
He went to the fuse box.
Oh,
yeah.
he went to the few bucks. See, this is how much I was in and out.
None of us are in it. I think we're all in and out at certain parts.
Yeah, so we gotta
We're
fill
just
in the
like-
gaps.
Certain little things was like, oh, that was interesting, and then
Yeah.
it goes
So then the thing, right after he reads that the Djinn will try to do things to manipulate you, it turns into his mom.
Mhm.
So you would think that he would have enough sense to be like, oh, this thing's trying to trick me to being my mom. But and he kind of does realize it, but it still takes that moment of, oh my God, I'm so pained right now. And he just, it just is like, come on, man. Like, can we get this going? Like, I get where you're trying to go. There's no level of suspense. There's like, okay, so this happens and this happens and this happens. Fine. So now the mom, who's also is still blinded, by the way. So
Mhm.
she's transforming doesn't fix any of the ailments, just to let you know. So then that thing tries chasing him around, and then finally he gets to a point where he's in the kitchen and it's almost midnight and he's by the candle, and the mom thing comes and it's like feeling around trying to find him, and he kind of sneaks around her. Instead of taking the candle with him like a fucking smart person would, he leaves the candle for the ghost or the Djinn to go in front of. And then, of course, it strikes midnight. So now he can't get to the candle. Come on. So then he hides and he does the only smart thing, which Nikki yelled at the TV to make happen.
Because it's Achilles.
Yes. So he takes the knife and actually cuts both of the monster's Achilles heels, and it falls to the ground. And instead of running back into the kitchen to just blow out the stupid candle, he's got to run around the house, back into his bedroom, running circles. He closes the door, and then he's laying on the floor, and then all of a sudden you see like the hand of the Djinn kind of hit the floor, and he looks underneath the door, and it's like the mom figure like laying there. Oh, and he stabbed her. I forgot about that part. He stabbed her in the stomach at one point when they were fighting or something, right?
Yeah, because after he cut the Achilles, instead of stabbing her in the face like I would have probably done in the back of the head because she fell to the ground, he runs away from her, grabs the kid by the ankle, and then he reaches for the knife and stabs her in the stomach, and then she runs to the room.
Oh no, she was trying to choke him. She was
choking him,
and he reached over the knife and stabbed her stomach. And then so he thinks that she's dead. So instead of literally running past the body as fast as possible, because just a case, he takes about 2.5 minutes to walk past his damn body.
Yeah.
So he finally gets to he gets to the candle, and then the thing. No, he almost gets past her, and he stops when he sees the candle, and he's just standing there, staring at the candle. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Go blow out the candle. But no, you have to wait for the thing to come, grab your ankle, twist it, break it. So now it's like both of them crawling on the floor to try to race towards the stupid fucking candle. Finally, they raise each other up, and as a last-ditch effort, the thing clears its eyes and is like, oh, don't say bye to me twice or some stupid shit like that. And then it just picks up, the boy picks up the candle and blows it out, and the thing blows away.
Yep.
Yeah.
So then he goes to the bathroom, and his wish isn't granted.
Because he tries to talk and it doesn't work.
And then he was like, oh, that's for nothing.
Yeah.
He goes
so
to
then
sleep.
He goes to bed. He dreams about having his voice back and him stopping his mom from shooting herself in the face. And she gives her a great big hug. And then he wakes up to hear his dad's key in the door, because apparently his dad works overnights at the radio station. And he goes running to his dad, and they like, let's go play football, blah, blah, blah. Because apparently he's the best dad ever, because he just literally worked in overnight, and he's like, yeah, let's go play football, which is such a lie. But as he's standing by the door, the Djinn is behind it and starts to what looks like strangle him pretty much from the back, and takes about, I don't know, 3.5 minutes to choke him out, to illustrate that he's taking the dad's voice, which he makes his living off of, to give it to the boy.
Yeah. And the boy regrets it.
And the boy regrets it, wants to take it back, can't take it back. And they just end the movie with him lying with his dad on the floor, apologizing him for being a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Can't take it back.
And the end.
The end. Yeah. And by the way, the trailer gave away the exact ending because they showed the Jinn behind the dad in the trailer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just to give you a heads up, when you watch the trailer, you're watching the ending
Who
as
the fuck
well.
is gonna watch the trailer?
We are the trailer. We are the what do you call that? The cliff notes
I'm
of
sorry.
Yeah.
horror movies.
Whoever
Um,
watches this trailer is fucking retarded. Like you deserve to sit there and watch this movie, honestly.
and just to clarify, because I'll say it because I did mess up already. I didn't even introduce the show and who's on it.
You
So,
did introduce the show.
I'm
You
Nick.
did not. You did not.
Yeah, I'm
He
with
just
my
started the
co-host
show, he just started
Andrew
bullshitting
and
and
another
talking.
co-host Marissa. So there you go. I introduced the show later in the
Definitely
fucking
introduction.
episode.
I don't need an introduction. I'm a presence in self.
They should already know. No.
Yes.
So we'll do what we always do and we'll rate
this
it.
god awful movie.
And I'll start with Andrew since he's on the opposite end of me.
Starting with a 9.
You dick.
A 9 meaning the most horrible. I guess we're going.
Nah, I'll say like a 5.
Wow.
2.5.
I was
I
gonna
give it
it
2.5. It had decent shit.
2.5.
Come on, like it had simple genie logic. It was a kid,
I give it-
home aloneing a little bit of
A
it.
little bit, but I mean, there was no exciting parts. There was no jump scares.
Wishmaster
was
was way better.
I mean, obviously, Wishmaster is way better, but it's had its little perks to
These
it.
wishes. I love the fucking Wishmaster movie.
no. So what do you rate it?
I was gonna say 2.
Okay.
A
You're so
solid
generous.
2.
You're always bitching the most about the movies, and you're the
I know.
most generous.
Because I don't like for me to really hate a movie that bad.
I've actually
it's
thrown
rare.
a movie away.
I don't
literally
get. I
right
don't,
after
I don't
watching
get,
it.
You know what it is? I guess because I don't take them as that serious. Like
You know,
I don't care.
you know why, Marissa? He thinks it's equal on par with all the movies we watched so far because he
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
watch
Yeah,
horror movies.
yeah.
So it's just like I gave him all a 5. So.
Like, it's nothing. Like
Yeah.
I'm not like that major of a cinema fan. Like yeah, I like certain cinema things and I could point out shit. But mostly I just watch it and I'm just like,
Okay.
all right, yeah, like it was cool. That's it. Yeah, like,
You've never watched the movie that you're like, I just want to jab my eyes out right now.
no, I never got. If I watch something that long, it's my fault.
Yeah.
Like now I gotta suffer through this.
Yeah,
Let
like
me
it's
just-
my fault
me
deciding to
just-
do that. I cut the shit off. Like
yeah.
I'll dead ass realize I'm not interested and cut
Yeah.
it off.
See, I'm
Yeah.
in a weird way. I'll watch it because I already invested time in it, and I was just like, let me
Might as
just
well
see where the
finish it.
fuck it goes.
Like
but-
maybe it'll redeem itself in some odd way.
Yeah. But question for you, because you're more of a show watcher, do you do the same concept with a show? Like if you don't like it past like episode 1 or 2, you're just like fuck it, it sucks and give it up? Or do
yeah,
you
like,
watch the whole
story
season?
doesn't make any interest. Like if it's just like whatever. Like it depends on the concept of like the show. If it's like a sitcom, let's say like something that's supposed to be funny,
Yeah.
then you gotta
That's
be
different.
consistently some type of funny within what the story is.
Yeah.
Like that's why I could watch The Office the way I watch it.
Well,
Because
I
it
think
has a story,
yeah.
but it has like the random funny
Like you
shit
could
that I
watch
like.
legitimate episodes without knowing what happened in the last
It's-
episode.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, like I'd rather with shit like that. But then like that's why I couldn't get it like Game of Thrones. Like Game of Thrones, I was
you
like,
needed to pay attention.
I was
You-
watching it and I was like, all right, this is cool. Like the first season ends, the pops gets killed, but it didn't get me because I'm not that much of a fan of like
that kind of stuff.
horses and
Yeah.
sword play.
It's
and
the sword and shield.
shit.
shit,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's all right. It's cool. Like I do like it, but
And it's a lot of political stuff.
yeah, I
and-
don't care. Like
Yeah.
yeah, I just don't like some
If you're
things
not,
I do, if I don't
but
care.
if you're
Yeah.
not, like there are some
Yeah.
people who are just into like the action of it or just like the certain aspects of watching TV
Yeah.
or film.
Well,
But
yeah.
if there's a like if there were certain shows that like if I was watching it and somebody came up to like start talking to me,
Mm.
I need to pause this because I can't just
Yeah.
watch it in the
Yes.
background and like
Nah, but that's
but
certain
I
shit,
love
yeah.
stuff like that because it's like it gives me
see, I agree with him on a certain thing. Like I don't really like the sword and shield stuff so much,
mhm.
but that's why I never like. I think it was 3 seasons then before I gave like Game of Thrones a chance. I just heard everybody talking about
Yeah.
it, and it was like not until season 2. It was the same thing with Walking Dead because I just had enough of zombies. I was just like, who cares?
Yeah.
But then when you start watching shit,
Mhm.
is it's kind of like, oh wow, this is kind of interesting. That's what
Yeah.
happened with Game of like I think the first episode of Game of Thrones because they shoved the kid out of the
Yeah,
thing. I was
it
like,
was
oh
brutal.
shit.
That show was so
So-
brutal. They didn't give a fuck.
But I forgot what got me with Walking Dead, but I was just like, I was just hooked because again,
Yeah.
I was just
Well,
done.
it's the characters. Sometimes it's just
Nah,
the characters.
sometimes,
Yeah.
yeah. Sometimes
And
that's
sometimes
it.
it's not so much about the story, but you care about
Yeah.
the characters. And then there are certain shows that you're like, I could give a shit about these characters,
Yeah.
but I tend not to be able to finish watching those
Mhm.
shows. Like the only one, like for example, Handmaid's Tale, right?
I never watched it.
Yeah, I don't know what the
see
fuck that
all the
is.
stuff about it, but I
Yeah.
never watched it.
I
But
don't know what
I
that is.
I started watching it because it seemed like it's like dystopian future where like essentially it would put women back into you're made for breeding, you're made
Yes.
for blah blah blah.
Yes.
Shut the fuck up. But it's done in such a way
You
that
just got
like
me to
people
watch it.
like wear uniforms to tell who does what, and it's very
Okay.
like you go to the supermarket, there's
Yeah.
one brand of this, there's one brand, like everything's
Mhm.
so right. So I started watching it because it sounded kind of interesting, and some of the characters were interesting, but the main character, I can't stand her. Like I
Yeah.
can't. She's annoying as hell. I don't like her face. Like
Oh, thank
not
God
that
you
she's
said that.
ugly. Not that she's. It's
I thought
not
she
about
is.
her being ugly, but I just don't like her face. Like it's just like certain people. I just can't stand your face. Like I just don't want to look
I
at
know
you.
why,
Hate your face.
I
but
hate your face.
I don't know if you guys watched that other movie that was like the Invisible Man, the new one where she was in it.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I
yeah,
know
yeah.
what you're. I
No,
never watched
I refuse
it.
to watch
Yeah,
it because
I
I
didn't
don't
watch-
like her. So why am I gonna watch a movie?
I
with her?
didn't know that she was in.
I
the
thought
shit.
the movie
Yeah.
was dumb, generally speaking, and it really, I think Hollow Man, which
Yeah.
was way more creepier because he actually like raped a girl in a shower and
Which
all
is-
that stuff.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
was
How
really
do you fight
horrible.
something you can't really see?
But this one, it was just like, it was like the same concept of the Dark Knight, because you had these unattractive girls. I won't say ugly, but unattractive girls that these rich people are fucking fawning over. So it was like in this movie, The Invisible Man, he was a rich, smart guy, but he was abusive.
Okay.
But she looked how she looked, and he kept going back to her because he's that abusive. Like, I want to keep taking control of you, and she's trying
Yeah.
to get away. And then he had this suit. So it wasn't like a injection like Hollow Man,
Yeah.
but it was like a suit he put on, and it was just like, I don't like that. Whereas it's like, don't make this woman this kind of. Plus, her face
Sexy,
annoys me,
yeah.
but she's not like. If that was a real life scenario, like, okay, we'll go back to Dark Knight,
Mhm.
Joker and Batman. Batman, who's this rich billionaire who in the same movie had models come after him. And I know they switched the actress, I understand that, but it was just like, but you take a girl who's not attractive, that apparently the lead villain is like, oh, you look pretty kind of shit. And then Batman's just like, that's my girlfriend. Like, no one's going to be fighting for that.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry for unattractive women.
So the chick that they put for the second for the Dark Knight, what's her name?
Yeah.
Gyllenhaal, Jake Gyllenhaal's
Sister, yeah.
whatever. Yeah, she looks anorexic. I mean,
Yeah.
she was pretty at one point, but she just I
I
don't,
don't
know
think
what the
so.
fuck happened.
But
to her.
anyway, yeah.
But the same thing about Angelina Jolie. She was just in a new movie. I'm like, bitch, you need a burger. You need a burger, a fries, and a shake. Because
Oh, I seen that
you-
movie with the fire
Yeah.
department shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But she got a lot of face shit done too. Like her cheekbones are always
Oh
like
my
there.
No, they're always
But
been
it looked like
that.
she got like collagen. I was
Yeah,
just like, you were
she
kind of
did-
pretty
she-
back in the
She's
day.
always had sharp features. Go back to Geely. That is her face. Like her
Yeah,
face is
when
weird
she was
like
a
that.
You
lesbian
realize
model.
how many hours y'all waste watching a horrible movie? All y'all want to do is just complain about movies. Like,
We
literally
watch-
now-
I watch
now
Red
that
Room
y'all
too,
said-
though.
Wait,
there was
you
no
waste
positivity throughout any of.
you
the
waste
shit y'all
more
said.
time watching a television show because you're watching 8 to 13 to 24
No,
episodes,
no.
an hour
Someone
long.
else is watching 8 I'm not
Don't
watching 8
you're
hours of
you're like
Like,
how many seasons was the what was that show that you tried to get me to watch? The with the movie actors and shit like that?
What?
what,
Uh,
Entourage? you talking about?
Entourage.
All right.
So that was like an hour long episode for
No,
how
it
many
was less.
seasons?
It was only a half hour.
Half hour? Well, still, how many seasons?
Like, was it 8 or 9? Some shit like that. It's
8 or
like-
9 seasons,
yeah.
and let's say 8 episodes a season, right?
Okay.
Which I think is more.
All right.
That's mad fucking time you put into it. So
You
you're
think-
saying like
you-
you're wasting time
You
watching
know
horrible
that
shit.
binge watching only just became popular, right?
No,
Like-
no, but
like
he's
normal
saying the
people
time
watch
that you put in.
shows,
But
just
you
like one day out of the week. Like on
yeah.
this day, I watched the show.
But
at
you're
half-
still
we
putting
watch,
so that's
we
a
don't
time.
half
watch a movie
hour.
every day. We watch.
Time.
No, y'all
a
watch.
movie.
It seems like especially this motherfucker watch a movie every day.
Yeah, of course I do. I have nothing else. I have no life. I'm sorry.
Like he watches a movie every day.
But see, I do both. I watch shows and I watch movies. Like it just depends. But there's things that I like to watch. It's just we tend to talk about crap because
Because
we start talking about crap because these horror movies that we've been rating are crap. So then it brings us to tangents of other crappy movies in comparison. So if we find a good horror movie, maybe
we'll
it'll
be raving about it.
we'll be
Like how
raving
many
ab-
times, like me and you, and I know me and you too, we went to the movie theaters and we were like so happy.
Yeah.
Like when Split came out,
Oh,
I was so happy. When
that movie
fucking
was amazing.
Doctor Strange and all these comic book movies and all these things, like even
now he's just
the
trying to protect
Visitor,
cinema. Now he just wants to do
even the Visitor was a good, because that was like
Nah,
oh,
the Visitor's
M.
my
Night,
shit. I like that movie.
M. Night Shyamalan is dead, and then he
Yeah.
came out with the Visitor. You're like, what the fuck?
Which
This
one was the
movie's
Visitor again?
when the kids go visit their grandparents, but they never
Oh,
seen
yes.
them.
That movie was mad good. I like
Yeah, that
that
was
movie.
And I
good.
was just like, my God, like, so I get that enjoyment. Like, once I find a good one, it's that really like I'm on a high
Yeah.
until like it dies down,
But
obviously.
and it's just not horror movies either because I remember watching Grandma's Boy for the first time.
Oh,
And I literally made everybody watch this movie. I think I had the DVD or something.
yeah,
and
you
I
did. That's
brought
how
it,
I watched it. Yeah.
I brought it everywhere. And
Another movie, Running Scared with Paul Walker.
What about it?
That was
good.
an underrated movie that,
Oh yeah,
That's
no, I
Christina's
watched it.
boy,
I think I watched it
Christina's
like
favorite.
on.
yeah.
I watched it on HBO, I think, or some
Yeah.
shit like that. That's the first time I seen it.
Yeah,
But yeah, I
think that's
never
what
heard
this is.
about it or nothing. It was
Yeah.
just like on
Just
HBO,
found
and
it,
I
yeah.
watched it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, you got to give movies a try. That's
No,
what
I
I'm
gave it
saying.
a try because I was like, I like Paul Walker. He did Fast and the Furious,
Yeah.
so I watched it.
And that I think was one of his first movies. to be
Yeah,
honest.
that's like one of his early. Yeah,
And probably best,
I
to be
don't
honest.
sit there and watch random British people like you in movies and be like, oh, I read that this was a good movie from
Listen,
some
when you
random ass article. Like
one of the
what are you
best
talking about?
things working at Blockbuster
Yeah.
is that since you give rent the movies for free, just before streaming people, and it was like the enjoyment I felt when I just pick up a movie because the cover looks good or the synopsis look good, and I just pick it up and it was fucking crazy, like really good and underrated. No one's talking about it, and then at the same time, you get a movie like There Will Be Blood. Oh my God, it's winning awards. And you
Oh,
watch it, you're like,
God, I
this
hated that
movie
movie.
sucks dick. Like, what the
It
fuck
was
is going
so
on?
long, and I still remember me and Angela were watching it, waiting for the point of the movie. You know, like really, really waiting until the end happened, and the both of us was like, "What the
What?
fuck was that?"
I-
And we were like, we wasted like it's like a 4-hour movie
Yeah, for no
It's
reason.
so long.
Every,
And it's just like, but we were so like the beginning wasn't too bad. Like it kept you in.
yeah.
So we were already like 2 hours into the movie, and we kept saying, "Oh, it's gonna end soon. It's gonna end soon. Let's just finish it.
No.
Let's just finish." Oh my God, we hated that.
I don't watch those type
that
of
one.
movies.
There Will Be Blood, and,
And
what was
No
the other-
Country for
and
Old
No
Men.
Country for Old Men.
Another one. It was the
Oh.
same time too, and I
Yeah, they
rented
came
both of
out
those.
around the same time.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I was
It
just
was
like, this
terrible.
movie's garbage too. The only good thing about that movie was the villain that they showed,
For like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Out of the whole movie.
and it was like the whole concept, like you're fighting. The main character is the guy who played Thanos,
Josh Brolin.
and you're like, okay, he got this money and all this stuff. Like, what is he gonna do? And then one of the scenes is like, they don't show him die. He's dead in the hotel. Okay, like where
Yeah,
are we going?
The build up.
Like, what the
they
fuck is
built
going
up
on?
to something that they never showed.
Never showed, never anything. Life of Pi was a shitty movie.
I didn't
I know
see that
that
one.
because they were saying the
This nigga has a
visuals.
list of Academy Award movies he wants to be mad
Yeah.
at.
Yes, because they're
Almost all of
winning
them
fucking
suck.
awards, and those people are people who are given money to make more shit movies.
Mhm.
We don't need more shit movies.
We
They
don't.
technically get a studio, but the directors they could get two shits about.
No,
They
they
throw the directors out and they just get the fresh, new popular guy from Sundance or whatever. make a movie out of him, get another award, and then get rid of him because his next movie sucked.
That's
Like
that's
that's literally how they do it.
that's a convention. Besides a horror convention, I want to go to a Sundance and the horror conventions.
Yeah.
But hopefully everything's opening up, so hopefully they got that shit going.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Like, it's just use and abuse. Like, oh, you're the new popping shit. You have the great ideas. You know how. Oh, this
But
is a
that's with
cool
everything.
visual bet.
Yeah.
Now you gone, my nigga. Next.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Because once you do one gimmick, one thing, it's hard.
mm,
It's hard to do like Michael Bay. It's just like you watch 5 seconds of a movie, you're like, Michael Bay did it. Like
Michael.
this is-
Yeah, that's
like
the
you,
funny
you
shit.
already know. Like you
But
already
Michael
know.
Bay, when he did first start, it wasn't so bad.
Yeah, Bad
But
Boys is
then
awesome.
It just went obsessively
True
bad. Like, you
Lies
got too much money,
was
my
terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True
guy. He was
Lies
just like, let's
terrible.
blow up every fucking thing.
Blow it up twice.
Yeah.
Like that's not even
literally,
flammable, sir.
Yeah.
Make it flammable.
Yeah.
But that's flaws of certain people. That's what makes like Quentin Tarantino special, or Spike Lee, like people like that who do those rare random movies throughout years later,
Yeah.
because they actually put time into
Yeah,
their
passion.
one piece. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really all it is.
There's just certain Quentin Tarantino movies piss me off.
Well, even James Wan, since we're talking about horror movies, James Wan was good because he started
Yeah, that's
Insidious
my guy too.
and he started Conjuring,
Yeah.
and I think he did the first two of each, and then he just gave it away. That's why Insidious is kind of like,
Yeah.
and I don't know if he's directing Conjuring 3, but
Nah, I don't think so.
So this
No.
is gonna suck, is that what you're saying?
No, I think it's actually gonna be really good, to be honest.
I
I
hope
think
so.
Conjuring and Quiet Place 2 is gonna be really good.
Yeah,
hope so.
I'm hoping so.
Like Quiet Place 2's been getting hyped up since
first
last
one.
year when it was
Yeah.
supposed to come
But
out.
I think what
Like-
what I like about the Quiet Place too is that the what's his name? I forget his name. The husband. Yeah, Krasinski. He's very passionate.
yeah,
And I like when somebody, because then they take the time and they make sure that it's not a piece of shit,
Yeah.
yeah,
because they wouldn't want to watch it. You know
yeah.
what I mean? And I think that's where you
Well-
need someone who's passionate.
That's
and
where it
that
goes
has
back to where
taste.
he's saying is kind of like you get the passionate directors, but
Mhm.
then I feel like you get directors where they're just throwing money at you,
Mhm.
and then they're just like, just make it, just make it, just make it.
Yeah.
Where
It's just like music.
like,
Like,
fuck.
you get passionate people that create music that have an album every 5 years.
Yeah.
And then there's like, people who can churn out albums twice in a year, and it's just like, yeah, but it's the same bullshit.
yeah,
Like, who gives a fuck?
That's
True.
pretty much what happens.
that's why
So
Nicki Minaj is not here anymore.
And if she came back for like a quick stunt, she'll disappear again.
yeah. So
Well,
it is what it is.
that was our review, people.
And a bunch of random
Our
shit.
little rant. If you have any suggestions, because I know we have like sometimes we get arguments with people on YouTube.
Sometimes.
But hey, if you got a suggestion, throw it at us. And yeah, that's
See
what
you
it
next
is.
week.
Peace out.